Hello and welcome to this time together. So very grateful to be in your presence. So very grateful to see you. And in the context of our time together this evening, I'm so very grateful to be you. So honored that we can take a moment from the sweet busyness of our dream to be here and notice that which has never been caught up in a dream. That which has never been caught up in a dream of identity, a dream of body, a dream of time, a dream of gender, a dream of place, a dream of dimension, a dream of alive, a dream of dead. Just here as this naked radiance, all inclusive naked radiance. Just here as this welcome. Just here as this refuge for all. Vast refuge of the right where you are-ness. And to notice the effortlessness of this presence, of this being, of this awakened aliveness. To consider that maybe for this moment to be as it is, we don't need to alter one grain of sand. We don't need to alter one atom. We don't need to find a brain. We don't need to find samadhi or somebody. Somebody. Have you noticed samadhi is always interlaced with somebody? Oh, the sweetness of it all. Ordinary, this radiance you are. Uncontrived, this being you are. In every dream of reaching and every dream of attempting to keep away, absolutely welcome here. From this space that you are, we get to celebrate, delight in, maybe even chuckle at the innocence of mind, the innocence of the strategies at play. Mind forever attempting to rely on itself. mind attempting to rely on mind. Had a beautiful session today with a beloved that was super excited about noticing the difference between relying on data, thoughts, points of view, the activity of mind, the display of descriptions, conceptual frameworks, and choosing in this moment to rely on the solidity of aware intelligence, non symbolic aware intelligence. As I heard someone say once or twice. So they were super excited because they spent a lot of their life attempting to get mind in the right place. If I only had the right thoughts, if I only had the right beliefs, why can't I get rid of this particular splinter of concepts? Why can I get rid of this? Such a struggle, so exhausting. Powerful moments where mind seemed to dissolve and disappear, and then mind coming back in full force. Why? How many retreats do I have to do? How much ayahuasca do I have to drink? Perfect, so perfect. All necessary until it's not. Everything serving, all a friend, all an old and dear friend, all support. And also attempting to rely on emotions. Oh, once I get my emotions in check, once I get my hormones in check, then I can finally rest or be at peace. Or I could finally be kind to those I love. I can finally show up as a presence of sweetness to the world. But again, emotions, perfectly so, ebb and flow, rise and fall, appear, flourish. And then of course we want to rely on body. Has anyone attempted to rely on body for your well-being before? So sweet. And of course we want a healthy body. Awesome. But when it comes to peace, when it comes to freedom, when it comes to well-being, hopeless. It's so great that we do the best that we can. And it's so wonderful that nobody makes it. Bodies, perfectly so, come and go, have their own karma, their own dance, their own life, their own journey, innocent, precious. How lucky these bodies, they get to appear in you. They get to appear in love. They get to appear in peace. They get to appear in effortless, uncontrived nonviolence. And if we are in some kind of spiritual subculture, we may attempt to rely on our vortex or our vibrations or our frequencies. If I just have the right energetic set point. If I just have the right frequency to line up with that Ferrari, the frequency of Ferrari. Or the frequency of a 6'2" bombastic Mr. Fantastic. or a 5'2" cutie patootie. Okay, I feel so seen. All of that is wondrous. And, dream, interacting with the dream, imaginary medicine for an imaginary disease. But to consider the context of us here when it comes to peace, well being, in this moment, be willing to not have to do anything, be anything. Allow mind to be as it is. Notice how you already allow mind to be as it is. Notice how you already allow emotions to be as they are. Notice how you already allow this display of energy, light, waves, and particles to be as it is. Just as the sky does not have one argument with the dance of wind today. Just as the sky is not looking for shelter in the presence of a rainstorm. Just as the sky isn't consulting with the sun or negotiating with Jupiter for the right kind of umbrella in a tornado. She's like, what the hell did this fool saying? It's so sweet. This sky that we are. Infinite permission. Infinite permission. As we get familiar with polka dot hats and red sweaters. Hello, beloved. Welcome. Just been talking about you the whole time. What does it look like to rely on inexhaustible presence of being? Anyone care to share their experience, if you'd like? The difference between relying on thought and relying on the stability of who you are as an option. What's so fun is that it's so cool that we get to discover that we have all these different options available to us. It's like, hi, humanity, we got some options here. We got some options here. We know what it's like to rely on mind. Oh my gosh. We know what it's like to rely on phenomena. Oh my goodness. Super exciting. And then I crumble, shredding right in front of me. It's here. My world crumbles when you are not here. Goodbye, and I choke. I try to walk away, but I stumble. Where I'm from, it rains and then it shines and then it rains. I paid attention to the teachings that the weather brings. You can be yourself with me, I love you just the same. Scream and shout, I promise I won't take it personally. Feelings come and the feelings go. It's all right. Thoughts may come and those thoughts will go. Spiritual experiences come, and them spiritual experiences go. Enlightenment comes, especially has to do with somebody getting something, and then enlightenment goes. I'm border on insanity with the enlightened mind. Like chanting monks who lost their meaning, searching for themselves. Acceptance happens naturally without the need of time. Unnecessary effort of becoming someone else. Feelings come and the feelings go. Time will come and the time will go. There's a bag jack over here and a cushion there. Beloved claim with that frosted hair, you better work. The moment comes and the moment goes. It's alright, 'cause it's alright. Alright, it's alright. Alright, it's alright. How sweet that everything gets to come and go in you. How sweet that everything gets to have a full life and an honorable undoing. An honorable undoing. Everything gets to rise and flourish and fall, appear and vanish and fall. It's alright. What stays the same? As bodies change, each gaze into the mirror, the 2-year-old that sees itself, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, the teenager, the young adult. As bodies change, appear to change, due to commentary of mind, and this aware intelligence, ageless, not born, not die, just here. Notice the self-releasing nature of phenomena with every blink. Right here, we get to notice as consciousness. We get to see each blink, self-release. As Byron Katie says, who put your hands where your hands are? Your feet where your feet are. All the thoughts, self-releasing. Identity, no matter how solid may appear, how consistent this particular someone might be, are they there when you're tying your shoe? not consistent, the thought of you. You of you, super duper consistent. Supreme consistency, the stability you are, that you've always been. Even then. And if another image appears, yes, even then. And if another story appears of another second ago, yes, even then. Still you, conscious, awake, present, free. Before I continue, anyone want to share anything about relying on stability or anything else? Or if you have a particular question you'd like to explore? Jace.
Hello.
Hi.
Back to your original question
Yes.
of what is it now? Like, I forgot the exact words. What's the lived experience of it now?
Yay.
A place where I started was like, there's no demand or fear. It's like, okay, well, if there's no non in all the nons, the thing that I keep returning to that doesn't seem to ever change is that there's like a vibrant, clear, stable, almost ferocious, open attention. And if I don't pay attention to my eyes or my nose or my ears or the feeling, or if I do hyper attention to all of those, it still doesn't change.
Yes.
That's the closest I can get, although there's no. This is where words stop working.
Oh, so good.
Which is, yes. But even if so the three movements of mind, indulge, avoid, replace.
Yes.
And then mind can argue for, neutral, or against in any of those or all of those domains all at once. This is why it's such a tangle.
What a mandala.
Yeah, that's the ooh, that's good. Yes. And yesterday, something just like appeared, which was like, oh, a way to know that in your head there's nothing new. That's lostness. My experience of lostness is, oh, this moment is kind of like crumbly and sharp and dim and like there's none of that life. Seems lost. It seems gone.
Lost.
Seems lost, seems gone. And then there's like, oh, wait, just stillness for a couple seconds, not even.
Couple seconds.
Just a return to just okay. Oh.
Right.
And body's doing whatever it's doing. Sorry? That's it.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
A couple seconds. Yes, Felisa. Well, just before, just so we can, I love that, without seeing through the eyes, the nose, and the perceptual poetry, our experience, giving a rest. There's such an allegiance. We're taught to pay full attention to our senses as to dictate, to confirm what reality is, to tell us what reality is, where we are, who we are, sensory, depth perception. But to take a moment, take a break, powerful. And yes, regardless if paid attention or not, pristine, clear, bright, still here, untouched, undiluted at every time, no matter the appearance, no matter the circumstance, no matter the description. Yes, love.
So for me, I see circles
Hey,
and
oh, look up.
um and I'm reminded that I'm conscious and physical,
Yay,
and I'm also unattached.
yay.
And the more that I become unattached, or that I allow myself to be unattached, um, their circles seem slower to get through.
Mm.
But it's needed. It's very needed. The pull and the tug and the resistance and the space
And is needed for what?
is needed for aliveness,
For aliveness.
for oneness. And then I realized that everything exists, and it exists in its proper time,
Uh-huh.
and it exists in its own existence.
So sweet. What kindness.
And then you realize that we are just floating. We are just with no attachments. I often get this vision, excuse me, of being in space and floating in space and being attached almost like a puppet at times, and then big scissors coming and cutting
Those
cutting a
blessed
cord.
scissors.
And then I find myself floating and free again. Almost like a baby in the mother's womb, learning
So sweet.
learning their selves.
I love that. Oh, that's beautiful imagery, permission slips to float. Mm-hmm.
Hello, I just have a very brief thing. Just observation from today.
Yeah. What
I
did you
was in
notice
morning-
today?
I was in morning still in Hotchkiss. I was the last 5 days in a dance camp in Bali.
Ah.
It was beautiful. I was still there with those people wrapping up.
Uh-huh.
And I went over 2 passes which snowed on top and one hail on Vale.
Oh.
And when you said, what's always the same? I was like, wow. This morning I was with that set of friends, then quickly with those, then two intense driving through weather. It was always the same, and the same is sitting here. It's not like, oh, so much has happened, and now
Right.
on one level, yes, a lot has happened, and I made it here.
Yeah.
But on another level, it's that constance.
Yeah.
Which went over the path, which navigated the hail, and now
I
that
love
one
that.
sits here.
Just here, yeah.
And I have to say, it's more and more like that. And in a way, it's much more peaceful. But sometimes it's also not so eventful anymore.
How wonderful.
No. I like the entertainment. I sometimes miss the entertainment a little. I'm not as excitable as I used to be. And not as, it doesn't upset me, and that's good. But it's not boring, but a little bit in that direction.
Right. Well, I'm going to recommend that you stay indulging in your mind and keep avoiding your emotions, and you keep replacing all of your thoughts. In other words, this freedom of who you are is dangerous. And all the things that we hold on to identify with, to entertain ourselves, at any point you may notice, zip, disappear. This outshining of the fullness you are. nothing can survive this light. So,
I say the neurotic part in my own words again. And also, no, I mean, there is a lot of good. I mean, that constance which is always with me is wonderful and welcome and right. But I tell you that I think when I'm not in satsang, I take that for granted, the constance, and I don't delight
Right.
in it. And in that state, I miss the action of the other level.
Right.
It's flatter, but it's more peaceful. It's more in the flow, and it's not as
Right. I so hear that. Yeah. And that's what's so sweet. We can come together in this field of support and recognition. You know, it's like every human being here. Gosh, so many billboards on the planet right now, so much entertainment, so many books, so many modalities, so many YouTube videos, so many TikToks, endless TikToks, so many things we could have our attention on, so many commercials, so much booty shaking. And yet here we are. You know, there's some entertainment here. There's some things to see, some things to taste, some things to. I made the most delicious guacamole. You like something like that? Oh my God. So many different feelings, so many, maybe a song or two. Da-da-da. And this like coming together to like consider what is it that maybe we don't notice in our lives? What do we overlook? And maybe giving that some love right now. You know, giving awareness some love, undressed radiance some love. The you of you, giving the you that has never been named, never been born, never been conceptualized. The you that doesn't know, never been squeezed into a concept of time or space, even a vast concept of the stars, the you that's totally free of all wondrous, beautiful, magical conceptual frameworks. And to, you know, we talk about the nakedness here because that's what we don't usually notice. It's not the negation of all the delight of phenomena. It's inseparable. As we get familiar with this vast, naked, unknowing, nobody here, nothing to do, no one to know, it's all included. Someone here is concluded. Names are included. Astrological signs are included. Genders are included. Explorations are included. Everything's included, delightfully so. It's like we're just noticing what else is here. You know, if we grew up in a society that simultaneously taught an open intelligence along with the closed system of intelligence of description frameworks, it'd be like, oh yeah, of course. There's tree and it's never been a tree. There's earth and it's never been an earth. There's body and it's never been a body. There's time and it's never been a time. There's mom and that's not just mom. There's dad and it's not just dad. There's family and it's not just family. There's son and it's not just son. There's Jesus and it's not just Jesus. There's Buddha. It's not just Buddha. There's Ramana Maharshi. It's not just Ramana Maharshi. Wangdor Rinpoche. And it's not just Wangdor Rinpoche. There's this beloved. There's this thing. There's that thing. There's Adam. There's not just Adam. There's every action has a reaction. And it's not just every action has a reaction. Ah. 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 And it's so present. So even if that education wasn't included in our upbringing, we have that education now. We have that opportunity now. Some imagine that the debris is way too much. The conditioning is way too much. The programming is way too much. The identity is way too dense. The description's way too accumulated. The pristine waters of our being, way too muddy. Not so, not true. You, still here, right now. No amount of thoughts has ever interrupted your pristine deliciousness. What up, Jim? What up, Gemini?
No, it's to me, it's like, okay, without a doubt.
Ah,
It's just without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Sin
And that's
duda.
it. Yeah. When you just go, just in that space of no doubt. It's just
Yeah.
doubtless.
And say
I mean,
more. Say more.
well, I've had experiences where it's just like, it's just beyond a certainty even. It's just, there's no doubt. I mean, there's nothing there to be certain of.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just completely without doubt. It's
Right.
like,
There's
know how to
nothing there to be
describe it,
certain of,
huh?
nothing there to be doubtful of either.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
It's so
exactly.
good. I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like
Right.
bingo. I mean,
Bella bada bada ding dong 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 dong. It's so one thing.
and it's
that's
just, it's a lock. It's a lock in. It's like,
really-
I was playing those magic pictures where you kind of see the image in them.
yeah, like
When
the
all of a
3D
sudden it
and
gets
then-
locked in, you go, whoa. And the
Yeah.
whole background disappears. It becomes the image, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way this is here, right? It's like when you get locked into it, it's like, it's that thing.
I love
Not which
that.
isn't the thing, but it's just that
Right.
in with and it's all the background feeds into it.
Ah. So beautifully put.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of it's some beloveds look and they're like, where's the Statue of Liberty? I don't see no Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
It's just the and then boom, the image appears.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, right?
It's so sweet. And it's contagious for fun.
yeah.
Contagious. Yes, beloved. Thank you, Jim.
Jim, you're so groovy.
Jim is so groovy.
Groovy. I like your flavor.
Yay.
I feel like a little munchkin flavor.
Hi,
Little
munchkin flavor. I sometimes
shunchkin.
call my body a man hamster.
A man hamster? I've got like
An Angora hamster.
an Angora chinchilla. A chinchilla. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be the little oops, sorry. I'm gonna be the little, because the thing is
Tell me, beloved.
because it's a little bit like problem oriented. The problem is it's like not the problem,
Tell me
but
what the
okay,
problem
sorry.
is.
Sometimes it's my speech with you just gets all blah, blah, blah. It's like okay, when I finally sit
Yeah.
and I just stay, it's just like they describe. It's like shaking and then
A snow globe.
and then it all settles.
Yeah.
And it has happened. And this cool thing is lately, it's really been like when I sit,
Yeah.
it really just happens naturally.
Yeah.
This settling thing.
Yes.
And I've been doing this if there's anything I am doing, it's a kind of like listening, but not with the ears.
Sweet.
But my problem, quote unquote,
Oh.
is, this idea of sitting is like something I know that it's very wonderful, but it becomes this thing that I think I should do. And then I can't do it. I can't get it to it,
So good.
and then I get
Yeah.
and I'm like, why didn't I do, when I do it, I'm like, oh, I did it. It's like, I feel so good about it. Like as if I went to the gym.
Totally.
I'm like, oh, I went to the gym.
anyone
I
else
sat.
relate?
Like it's all like,
Yeah.
it's like I feel healthier. Like it's
Right.
like, well, but then so many days will go by and I don't do it, and I just get all guilty. And it's like, why is it so? It's so wonderful to do, and so and it's so easy once I do it, because there's a aspect of my being that just totally knows what to do once I'm there.
Absolutely.
Like it just
Mhm.
settles. It just I don't even have to do very
Yes.
much. It's like a state of prayer. It's so sacred
Right.
and lovely
Right.
and natural, and it takes its own time. It's not like you, where usually it's not like a bubble bursting and I'm like, it's usually a slow kind of mellow. The monkey mind's slow, and then there's it's so great, but how come I don't do it more?
I love this so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. Well, I mean, gosh, it's so sweet that we rely on certain things, certain strategies. Even the practice of not doing is a practice and
Yeah.
becomes a practice. And that totally has its place. Oh, Jim and I wants to.
No, it's because I know Ash, says the three amigos of separation, right? And so time is one of those. And you're thinking that you're actually working and doing things in time, and you're not. And it's, it's all just happening in timeless, but you're blurring the field, so to speak. And when you're in that flow, that whole flow is the timeless flow. It all occurs at once. It's not do. No, it's that quantum leap.
Can you pass her the mic? Thank you, Jim.
I know what you mean. I get it. I feel it. I vibe it. And at the same time, I can't get it. I can't vibe
Well,
it.
one thing that I was going to share is that we have other qualities about us that life is inviting us to get familiar with.
Yeah.
You know, the quality of stopping and being with is just one quality, just
Like going
one
with
sweet.
it, just going with it, going with the whole thing,
No,
going
okay.
with the whole dream of it.
Well,
you know
this
what I
is
mean?
what I was going to speak
Like getting
to.
quote unquote lost. What if that's just part of it?
Oh my gosh, what a gift. Well, this is why I really love one of my favorite things. So I have the tres amigos of consciousness, the three amigos of consciousness, which is a time and identity and the cause and effect, right? Time, a cause and effect. What if you are experiencing your moment with a little bit of
Your
identity, a little bit of a chunk of time, or a little a sprinkle of cause and effect, it's
be
good
a
to know
human
that
no
you are
more.
in dukkha. You know, the Buddhists have a term called the dukkha, a perpetual
Like dookie.
suffering, perpetual suffering. So it's like do dukkha dukkha. You know, it's the dukkha. Time, identity, cause and effect. Ay, Dios mío, carajo, ay, caramba, Dios mío, coño, carajo, pinga. Pero qué cosa más grande, Dios mío, ¿qué está pasando aquí? Vaya, ay, Dios mío. Requetetín, rocotoco, socotó. And so, hi, but it's so sweet. So, one of the qualities, the other thing that I love to emphasize is, say, if I had some teachings, is and like the things that I love to emphasize is called the wave. The wave. And the wave has willingness, availability, and vigilance. And what I want to speak to right now is willingness. Get familiar with your capacity to be willing. In those spaces, the part of us that doesn't want to do something, that doesn't want to practice, that doesn't want to meditate, that doesn't want to eat the healthy food, that doesn't want to, it's like when we are in resistance, what happens? You've seen the bumper sticker before on a Prius. When I resist to persist, right? But to be, so like right now, it's kind of like in the, I love how Byron Katie has this wonderful method into getting familiar with meeting life. I mean, it's like the difference between meeting life via mind and meeting life via spaciousness, meeting life with ego and meeting life as your soul, another way of putting it. When we meet life through mind, it's kind of like the sentence would be something like, I never want to experience looking at meditation as a chore, or I never want to experience looking at sitting as work to do. And then it's like, that resistance there. Oh, why do I look at it like work to do? And again, in that resistance, how real is separation consciousness? I don't know. It's so good. How real is someone doing something? Right. It's like a sketch. It's like a sketchy sketch. Yeah, it's like there's such pressure on someone needing to sit and someone needing to dissolve into nothingness, and someone needing to allow everything to be as it is. And
Sometimes when I come here, sorry,
Yeah.
interrupting you. Sometimes I look around, at
Bless
least for
you.
myself, sometimes I feel like I'm like so wise, like I have so much wisdom.
Uh-huh.
It's like amazing. I have like, and then
Can
I
anyone
sometimes,
else relate?
and sometimes I feel like such a little, like I feel like this little, basically annoying child of the universe
How
who just, the
fun.
universe is like knock knock, and I'm like, like over and over. You know, I just feel like I won't get it. Why won't I
Let's
get
do that
it?
collectively. We'll do knock knock and then who wants to say knock knock? Okay, say knock.
You once said to me, you were like, you're like something along the lines of like, you've already been claimed by love or something. You're screwed. And I was like,
said
I wish
something
it would
ridiculous
screw
like that?
me. You know, like I wish I would be screwed, but unfortunately, I'm just this little chinching goo mama.
Chinchilla.
You know, I'm a little chinchilla. I'm
Annoying
just like,
chinchilla.
yeah, I'm just like. You know what I mean? It's
I
like,
so
why am I
I mean,
such a
hello. This is
baby?
the human condition. This is so.
Baby. Such a.
This is so oh wait, I want to hear Claudia's question to Clay.
No, it's like more a request because I so resonate with, there's this one part, who knows, this morning, ding, ding, all these extremes, same. But the other is very much what you describe. Like when I reach that quiet speed through meditation or ecstatic dance or whatever, I know it's worth that little effort. Why am I still so lazy? That's how I would phrase it. What makes me still, because I see also you want to be there more, but you don't give the effort neither, right? Or if you find ways, let me know over the next some months.
Funny thing is, I know Ash is onto something. I think that Ash is kind of onto something. And do you mind if I say?
I love that. I love that.
It's just that I think because there's something about it. Like if it the problem is that. The problem is that if you decide it's a problem, if you problematize it, if you make yourself bad, then again you're just perpetuating. So it's like suddenly the solution is ironically it's very, very, very close to laziness. It's something right on the other side of it. I think it's like the flip side of, you know what I mean? It's like the answer is actually not doing even more or something. It's like letting go, or it's, I guess, willingness and laziness are they're close, because I also still like, I mean, I always talk about this with you. It's like, I still want so much stuff.
Said no one ever. Well, let's just feel into this willingness for a moment. You have something you want to share? Okay, pass the.
That might resonate. That might help a little.
That's sweet.
So I've been running Red Rocks for a long time now, for like over 20 years.
Oh, cool.
And the reason why I do it is because I feel like when I go closer to the mountains, I feel like ego comes off for some reason. And I did some research on my line of people, the indigenous and where we come from, and we're Taraumao, which is from the pueblitos of Chihuahua, and we are runners. And I didn't know that. And we are messengers as well. We ran to share messages. And I noticed that I was only receiving this peacefulness when I was going to Red Rocks. And so what I did is I remembered, I almost took a picture within myself to remember how I felt and what it smelled like. And I took it with me. And I started taking that feeling with me. So I stopped searching for it. It was already there. So not searching for what is already there, just being with it is what helped me a lot.
I just like to it's like weird. It's like when you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, of course.
So sweet. Sorry.
It's still moment to moment. It's still kind of a choice do I want to be that awake? Do I want to be on that level, or do I want to be a little bit more sleepy?
How exciting.
Yeah, but then at the end, I'm not so satisfied with the sleepy, but I often give in to sleepy. That's more, it's not so much a guilt thing like you portray it. You know, like, no, in answer to her first question, you portrayed it, you know, like resistance. And so, I mean it seriously a little bit with the laziness. It's just like being content to be half asleep. And then in between, I'm 3/4 awake and only a quarter asleep, and I find that more exciting. But I let myself be asleep again. That's what I mean.
I love the freedom. How wonderful. This freedom. Freedom as immediate perception. Freedom delighted in itself as lazy. Freedom delighted in itself as doing the work. Freedom and delighted in itself. Freedom is still here. Freedom is so free, you're free to suffer. Freedom is so free, you're free to be at peace. Freedom is so free, you're free to be red rocks no matter where you go. Freedom is so free. You're still free. Everything is evidence of freedom. Everything announces freedom. Everything announces awareness. Uh-huh. I love it. Freedom and wisdom. I love it. They're both dumb. I love it. Can you pass the mic? Yay!
Everyone knows they're supposed to do this. But we're just, I'm dumb.
I'm dumb too.
I've accepted that I have a really kind of something's wrong. Or me, So once I became friends with her, I just, some people it's easier to show her to. Like I drove to my best friend's house and I got lost. I didn't. I was. Yeah, I don't know why they handed me a microphone, but I can tell you that being dumb, like just accepting that, I wanted to just finished a book today, and this title I wanted to use was "You're fucked up and I still like you," but they wouldn't let me use that title. But it's true. Like I could say that to myself, I'm fucked up and I still like me, and I have these really immature parts that they don't ever go away.
Never.
I mean, I would think by now, I'm almost 70. You think by now I'd be getting close to my birthday.
The idea of dumb is the whole idea of I just don't know.
I just don't know.
I just don't know.
I love dumb.
I know, but I'm just saying that in realizing that nobody else does either. No matter what they say, whatever they portray,
Nobody knows.
whatever they're talking about, nobody knows actually. So everyone is dumb, but they don't. Well, they won't just allow that to be the case.
Yes.
Yes. Just be, the Forrest Gumps or whatever you want to call it.
Jenny.
But that's the thing, right?
Some people are too smart for their own britches.
Smart and kind and good.
And have great hair. No, but how wonderful. I mean, this is what I love. This is what I speak to when I say, a lot of times when we talk about divinity, it's like, oh, we're one in consciousness. We're one in light. We're one in love. We're one in freedom. We're one in the Buddha nature. But we're also one in dum, da, da, dum, dum, dum. We're one in absurdity. We're one in ridiculous. There's only one mind here. Sorry?
I say we're fully supported in that.
So supported.
So supported. Just being dumb, like, thank you.
Yay, hallelujah. And this is what I use, when I talk about the word willingness. Maybe willingness is too fancy a word, but that's what the willingness is. It's the willingness to be dumb, willingness to be ridiculous, willingness to be immature, willingness to not do the right thing, not say the right thing, not sit in the right yoga pose, not have the right Cheeto, not have the right raw food, not have the willingness. It's like you could get yourself off the hook. Oh my gosh. And then it's so sweet. We don't have to be meditation police. or vegan police, or this police, or that police. It's like, oh my gosh, what a gift to be around. When you give yourself that gift of allowing the absurdity of absurdity to be absurdity, and oh my gosh, and then to be how sweet to be in the presence of others and not trying to change them and fix them. And how many times did you meditate this week? Yay, absurdity. Oh, okay. So a couple months ago, what are you gonna say, love?
Oh no! Is there a cool story here?
It was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget that moment. We're in like this really fancy country club where they have all these rules. And my friend welcomed me into the country club with the little white lie that we were lovers, that we were together in relationship. After, another one of your imaginary lovers is here too. The first imaginary lover is here. It was so absurd. That's right. So just so we can go and enjoy the amenities of this sweet space. And it was hilarious. Then all of a sudden she found a new love. She found like a real love, like someone who was actually kissing and splacking and enjoying. And then we go to the country. She was like, you're going to come with me and we're going to tell these people that, what we had is over and that a new person's here. And I'm like, okay, really? I'm so like willing for everything. Let's see what's going to unfold. In my world, there's no way we can get it wrong. But boy, do we get it wrong. It was hilarious. We were in there and Deborah's sharing. Right. Credibility. Oh yeah. After she shared all this stuff, that was so true. I mean, goodness, it was all so true. And then Deborah turns to me and says, say something. And I'm like, they have great chemistry. And then tears started flying out my eyes at the ridiculousness of that moment. I could not stop laughing. And then Deborah starts laughing. And that woman who's like, from the moment we walked in there, she was like, I am of the book, and you only have one life partner per year. And this is how it's going to be. It was so perfectly absurd and hilarious. We were crying. It was the best. Oh yeah. It was so perfect. I saw no problem. Life's gonna be what life's gonna be, whether some of us like it or not. It was so hilarious. Yay, absurdity. So sweet. See, absurdity doesn't discriminate. At any moment, at any time. The welcome. I am willing to be absurd. How does that feel in the nervous system? I'm willing to not get it right. How does that feel? I'm willing to just be a doofus. I'm willing to be dumb. I'm willing to be ignorant. It's okay if I don't know everything. It's okay if I don't have the right answer for everything. But with willingness, there's always the other side. Willingness isn't limited to one side. In the willingness to be dumb, there's also room and space for brilliance to make an appearance, for creativity to make an appearance, for the energy to actually change lives to make an appearance, for solutions to make an appearance, for creativity to make an appearance. We are not bound to our manipulating minds There's a freedom there. It's so kind to be dumb. Wisdom, freedom, queendom. Yes, love.
The mic. What? Obey. I get it very much on the thinking level, dumb. What about all what we did like the last 10 minutes. So the next thing, what about the feeling level? And I give you an example.
Give me an example.
You told twice these beautiful life occurrences in your not so long ago life, during the flood and during the fire, and where you kind of proved, Preston and all, where you kind of illustrated when you always said kindness everywhere,
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
And you don't know that stuff like that you say stays the
Yes.
most with me. And like the last week, I experienced that so often.
I'm
And,
so happy.
that's how that you turned my head to look for that. And ever since you turned my head just a tiny little bit,
Just a tad.
I see it much more. There's so much kindness in my life. And, the synchronicities are so beautifully orchestrated, all that. And now how comes the question? As an answer to all that, I want to be kind too.
Yeah.
And I'm often not kind. I'm often greedy or competitive or whatever it is. And I cannot say on that level, on a thinking level with the Dhamma, I can say, yes, this is just as valuable as that,
Right.
But with the kindness versus the not kindness, I cannot go there yet.
I so hear that. It's so powerful. The moment that it dawns in the human life to want to be kinder. Wow, what an evolutionary leap in consciousness. I want to be kinder. I want to be more about sharing and celebrate people's wins. And I mean, all of that is so very powerful.
For me too, that I don't have to
Yes.
always
Trust that there's enough. Trust that I don't have to look at it as separation, that I don't have to defend what's mine and protect, be in constant protection mode. I so hear that. So very powerful. Wonderful. As an experiment, when we resist those things, in my session today with a beloved, one of the things we explored is when we resist not wanting to be the opposite of kind, when we resist not wanting to be angry, when we resist, we are pretty much giving the driver seat, the steering wheel, to that very thing. In the moment that we can tap into our capacity for the willingness for those energies to arise, to get familiar with, all those things that you've mentioned, that's the opposite of kindness and whatnot, that's just mind being mind. Mind, its powers are to separate, categorize, compare, always have a story. To be in the pocket of victim is its favorite place to exist. Defense, as Byron Katie says so beautifully, is the first act of war. That's what mind does. A tree is a tree. A cockatoo is a cockatoo. Mind is going to have its stories, want to win, want to push down, want to defend, protect. All separation landia. The moment we consider that we can stop for a second and just allow those energies to be here, allow mind to be itself. When we are allowing, we're not engaged in strategy. When we are allowing, we're not, it's kind of like when you were talking about the snow globe. And the snow globe, all you do with the snow globe is you stop shaking it, you set it down, and then you just allow. But if we are in a place of, I'm gonna make sure that I stop this snow globe, and this snow globe has to stop like this, and this snow globe has to stop like this. Sure enough, we're still shaking that snow globe. So, and truly, and not giving permission to not do anything with the energies that arise, we start getting familiar with what's also here. The qualities that you talk about are not something that you need to cultivate. I love that there's a journey of cultivation, an appearance of cultivation, practices that cultivate, books and workshops and dances and vacations and wonderful. This is not the opposite of that. All of that supports, all of that serves. And who you are effortlessly is kindness already. The quality of the aware, loving, vast intelligence that's right where you sit, this instant, this very instant, already kind, already uncontrived altruism available, already the energy flowing that's beneficial for all, effortlessly beneficial for all, naturally beneficial for all. Not, I hope it's beneficial for all. I need to make it beneficial for all. I got to figure out how it's beneficial for all. Already, you, as awakened, aware intelligence, your fragrance is kindness. Your fragrance is mind is going to be all those things, and that's okay. You are so very kind. You even allow for the dream of a momentary possible unkindness to appear and self release. I say appear and self release because you don't come or go. All things do. How many blinks have you had? How many thoughts have you had? How many feelings have you had? How many sensations have you had? And they all self release at inception. At inception, you, ordinary you. Sometimes we think that awareness is this giant thing. I'm not talking about a giant thing. That comes and goes. Spiritual awareness comes and goes. Ordinary awareness is what I'm speaking to. The you that ties your shoe, the you that scratches your elbow, the you that drives the car, the you that's the plain ass cracker of awareness that this is the invitation of. That's the liberation. That's the freedom. High freedom itself. What does freedom itself want to say? Hmm. Okay, love.
Baby girl.
Baby honey bunny, sweetie, baby
sweet
sugar,
honey,
baby sweetie cakes. Oh, but shuba nooba nooba.
Well, okay. What was the things? Okay. Okay, yeah, there was two things. One was okay, going through this thing where like I said, I'm very young in some ways. I'm realizing it's like I'm having I don't know what to compare it to, but I just feel very young in the process of being
I
becoming a
love that
human
thought.
and like it's a thought. One of the things that I've been working out and I'm embarrassed to tell you this in public because
Hey,
but
well,
it is what it is.
here we are. It's
Here we
support.
are.
Full on support.
It's like I'm this is really embarrassing, but it's that experience of like I have an emotion that comes up really strong and there's this this is so embarrassing. But there's the part that's coming up is like, oh yeah, like I don't have to act on that emotion. Like
Right.
I'm not gonna like it's there and I'm gonna really like I'm actually not gonna make my life choices based on this emotion that's coming up.
That's kind of wise. Anyone else experience that option?
I know that's
that
what
you
I'm
don't have
saying.
to actually live from your emotions.
I
So
know, but
kind.
that's why
I
I'm
love
saying
that.
it's a little bit embarrassing. So
Powerful.
a little like it's like just start really coming
Hey,
around.
there's beloveds who haven't recognized that option. So
Yeah. Okay. So here I am.
kudos.
That's who I am, people. So my question is because that sounds like wisdom, right? Right.
And remember,
so then,
whiz always has the word dumb in it. So that's what's
wisdom.
so
Okay.
much fun. My
So
friend Deborah Silverman
my
has taught me
little
that.
fun little quiz question, my little like trick question
Yeah.
is then this awareness thing.
Yeah.
It thinks in a way.
The
It
awareness
does
thing thinks. Okay, fun.
right? Because it's not you talk about this category is like this mind and then this like
Right.
free over present awareness. But for me to make the choice, I'm not going to follow the emotion, even though it's there and I'm not going to be mean to it, but I'm actually just going to make a totally different choice based on more like what's reasonable, essentially.
Mhm.
That's see that's is that just like an upgraded mind, or would you say that's an aspect of awareness? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I love it. I mean, well, I mean, another way of communicating awareness is intelligence.
So it is
So we're
like
just recognizing that there's a limited aspect of intelligence that, maybe doesn't have all doesn't
there's different levels, because this
very
part that
limited
makes the
view.
choice, it's not limited, but it's not
Hmm.
limitless. It's kind of like finding, it's like the part that knows how to take the next step.
And that's all we ever need to be available to, which is why I love the word available. So sweet. I mean, again, take a moment to notice all that is happening right now without you having to think about it. This whole universe is here without us having to think about it. Thank goodness we don't have to think about when the eyes need a blink. Thank goodness we don't have to think about when the burrito needs to be digested. Thank goodness we don't have to think about so many things. The intelligence is living us, breathing us. You don't have to be a queen of decisions. When your mind is a giant hibiscus, you don't have to be the king of no throne. When hydrangeas the law and your soul. And remember, if things start to harden and you're bouncing from pardon to pardon, there is nothing that need be discarded. For you are this moment, yes, you are this garden, infinite moment, infinite garden. You are this moment, you are this garden. You are the flower of this moment, and your fragrance is whatever the fuck your fragrance is in the moment. In the song, I use the word bliss to rhyme with this, but what I'm really speaking to is you are the flower of this moment, and your fragrance is whatever it is you're experiencing. Freedom as immediate perception, fragrance as immediate perception. All is welcome here, all is welcome here, all is welcome here, all is welcome in. You are the flower of this moment, the only one here. You are the only one here. Within you contains all the youngins and all the oldins and all the ancestors and all the mamas and all the grandmas. Within you contains all. Oh, stars just being born, stars at their prime, stars taking their last breath, all of it unfolding within you, all of us here within you. You're not just bound to a thought of you, or a condition of you, or a diagnosis of you. Untamed you, freedom you, wild you. I love you, you. I see you, you. You, me too. Does you want to maybe sing a song to you? Because I love your voice and you. I can't help it, you. Oh my goodness, you.
Maybe I just a teeny little improvisation.
Hey,
Could we close our eyes?
yes.
Hmm. La 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 la. Oh. Amen.
Amen. Mm, 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 mm. Thank you so very much for this satsang, for this time together. Mm. I'm so grateful that the world has you. The world has your heart. The world has your brilliance, and that the world has your absurdity. All of it medicine. All of it medicine. All of it medicine. Mm. At the feet. At the feet. I like to say, mind is at the feet of the medicine. The medicine is at the feet of loving awareness. And this loving awareness is at the feet of all of it. At the feet of all of it. So much, so fun, all these sounds. Thank you, beloveds. If you'd like and it resonates, you're welcome to leave a donation in the blue thing over there on the table. Please have some guacamole and some coconut stuff. And also, if you'd like to leave a donation online, you're welcome to do so via the links. I also just want to share, you can go to my website for more information. September, there's a beautiful retreat using the elements as a way to turn up the volume of who you truly are, the observer, created by my dear bestie, Deborah Silverman, who's an amazing astrologer. Check out her website. my pretend what? Well, I don't know what you said. I love it. My pretend partner. What do you? We're gonna have a retreat. It's gonna be so beautiful. Watermelon, air melon, earth melon, and fire melon. The four elements. Powerful. Here in Boulder. Yes. I know. It's so exciting. So it's called the 4E. And it's a process of inquiry using the four elements. So it's so amazing that we have these ceremonies and we have these experiences and we have these parts therapy. And I love that the four elements takes this ancient wisdom, it's like these primordial archetypes of our being, of existence, and and uses them as a way to allow our emotional body to set free, allow our minds to finally have a safe space to be themselves, allow body and our capacity to show up and take responsibility for our world and take action and execute and be in our earth, to be present, to be explored. And then, of course, fire, feel into the passion. So, with this process, we kind of explore the missing element in the dream world of phenomena. And when you discover that, oh my God, such permission to then show up as empowered and available. And then to learn how to feel your feelings. There's so much I could say about it. It's so wonderful. And I'm so honored to be invited to be one of the facilitators for this beautiful workshop. Oh, I was so honored. So honored. Yep, 23rd to the 25th. Yeah. It's full experience, yeah. And we have cards, and I mean, it's so wonderful.
Gave us a very good taste. Yeah, last he led us through, not in depth, but just
Yeah.
an hour, and you saw the 4 cards.
Oh, yes. It's in the collective. It's in the collective. Yeah, that's so good. So I'm so honored. And then also on July 20th, we're doing a queer magic ceremony, psychedelic ceremony. You know, it's so beautiful that there's all these different ceremony spaces. And, you know, sometimes as we continue evolving and opening, some spaces can feel safer than others. And for some communities that have been a little ostracized throughout the ages or have been, it's nice to offer them a space, offer myself a space where it's just queer beloveds exploring plant medicine ceremony, as we continue empowering and as we continue collectively discovering that no one escapes the label of queer. The universe is queer. Life is queer. All is queer. Mind is queer. Unbounded, no limits. Love, 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 loving itself in ever infinite ways. So thank you so much for the set song, beloveds. I love you so much. So grateful.